Hello, children. Good morning. You get wired up here? Already wired up. All right, good. I do enjoy my job of preaching, and that means I can't work in children's church. So, braver souls do that. Well, did you have a good Christmas? Did you have lots of good things to eat?
Yeah.
Did you have presents and toys?
Yeah. I have a toy at home.
You have a toy at home?
I have my mom and dad at home.
Your mom? Good job, Mom. All right. Well, there's a screen cap, a JPEG file there. I think our PNG on the desktop called Melchior, Caspar Melchior. There we go. We'll be preaching a sermon today about the three wise men. You know, we have our Christmas pageants. So generally we have angels come and do their thing in the pageantry. And then Mary and Joseph, and there's the baby Jesus is born. Then the shepherds come, and then before the pageant is over, the wise men come and give their gifts to Jesus. But that the wise men didn't show up until maybe a little over a year later. And Joseph and Mary and baby Jesus no longer lived in the stable. They were in a house. Well, I'm going to be preaching about the three wise men today. Preaching about the three wise men. I have some ropes here. Now, their names are not mentioned in the Bible, but the three wise men traditionally have names. You know, people talked to other people, and they told them things way back then, and then they told other people, and they told us. So there are many things that we hear. There are many things that people tell us, many things that became a part of the story that are not in the Bible. And that some of them are probably true, and probably some not. So these three wise men that came to see Jesus after he was born brought him gifts. And that's why we give presents to each other. But over the years, they have been in with names. There's a Melchior, right there, that first one, Melchior. If you ever have a little boy or a little girl, you ought to name them Melchior. You could call them Mel. And then Caspar. He's not related at all to the friendly ghost. You probably never heard of Caspar, have you? Caspar, the friendly ghost. Well, what a great part of your childhood is lacking. All right, Caspar, and then Balthazar. Balthazar is almost universally shown as a dark-skinned person. So we have different nationalities, probably spoke different languages. They were called wise men or magi, which we get our word magician from. Back in Jesus' day, a magician was just somebody who was a scientist or an explorer or someone who studied things. Let me show you something. I've got these three ropes. I've got a little bitty short rope. Do you see that? Look at there. Got one little rope. Now, this one's a little bit longer. See that? One's a little bit longer. This is really, really, really long. Now watch. I'm going to put them all together. The wise men were probably all different. We don't know if there were three or more. The Bible doesn't say how many there were. But however many there were, they were of a single heart and mind. They all were looking for he who was born, the King of the Jews. They were looking for Jesus, even though they'd never met him before. So I'm going to put these together right here. You see, I have three different sizes of ropes, but they all had one single purpose. They were looking for one person. Look at there. I'm going to take this middle one right here. Look at that. There's a middle one. That's the same one. And then you compare that to the one that was really little. And then compare those two to the one that was really long. They had one thought on their mind. And they told everybody, they said, we're looking for the King. They were looking for Jesus. And so they had presents. They had gifts. Gold, frankincense, which is like a perfume, and myrrh, which was like an anointing powder. I don't know any of us understand all that about gold, frankincense, and myrrh. But as they carried on their way, they have become a part of our Christmas tradition, and God led them there by guiding them with a very special star, the Star of Bethlehem. All right? See if you remember those guys' names. Melchior, Caspar, Balthazar. All right. Thank you very much. Aren't you glad that they brought gifts to Jesus?